China has, that goes maybe in the market for around 40,000, the middlemen just offer some 5,000, 3,000, and it is becoming unacceptable, Honorable Speaker. So the international accreditation, as Honorable Shinali has indicated in his bill, will help this country, not only gold that will be gotten from Kenya or mined here in Kenya, then we can also have our neighboring countries. If you have your gold, then it can come here for purposes of processing and accreditation. It will give Kenya a very, very strong position in the country. Honorable Speaker, some of the funds which will go towards that, and that was the question that was being asked, Honorable Speaker, is that why are we are trying to minimize the wage bill. Where are we going to get these funds? Honorable Speaker, these monies will be, we'll ask the National Assembly to allocate money for this purpose. And of course, the corporation again will have a way of receiving gifts, grants, donation, so that it can be able to sustain itself. Honorable Speaker, the bill contains provisions relating to application of processing license. And this is again something that you find today. You ask for a license to trade in gold. Honorable Speaker, it takes you years for you to get a license that only costs 2,000 shillings. Then you have to be taken, I don't know from which office to what corner. So this bill has simplified that you will get, I know of a colleague who has been trying to get this license for the last 25 years. Actually, he came to my office complaining and said, but we told them, just give us time. Once this bill goes through, then it simplifies the process of you getting a license to trade or to do the actual processing of gold. Honorable Speaker, my committee had an opportunity to do public participation, Honorable Speaker, and we placed an advert. The clerk placed an advert in our local diaries on the 20th of October 2023. Honorable Speaker, it was for a purpose of people giving their memoranda towards this as enshrined in Article 118(1)(b) of the Constitution and the Standing Order number 123C. Honorable Speaker, we invited the State Department of Mining and also the National Gender and Equity Commission for them to be able to give their views. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, my committee visited Kericho, Kakamega, Migori, Kilifi, Taita Taveta, Kwale, where we got oral submission from the people who are, and we had a very wonderful conversation, particularly with the artisanal miners. And Honorable Speaker, they were very happy that this bill would be going, if it goes through, it is going to address most of the problems that they were undergoing, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we considered the bill with a lot of thoughts, and we undertook, I think, not less than 8 meetings for us to be able to arrive at the conclusion that it was important for this bill to find its way on the floor of this House, and then we can be able to make progress. Honorable Speaker, if you look at, we had an opportunity to visit South Africa. They usually have a very big expo on mining only, particularly on gold, purely on gold. And Honorable Speaker, if you look what the South Africans, what they have done, and the amount of money that what the mining sector, particularly the gold aspect, contributes to GDP, Honorable Speaker, you will not believe it. Because all we just need, we have so much gold in this country. After we spend so much money on the aerial geosurvey, and we found out we have 971 different minerals. And out of that, Honorable Speaker, 27 are called strategic minerals. One of them is the gold. And I want to say these strategic minerals, if we are able now to enact, because we have some amendments in the Mining Act to incorporate the 27 strategic minerals, this country we will never, just like any other, we will never be asking money from the ministry. Actually, the contribution will go upwards of almost up to around 7 to 8% contribution of the gold only. And it's only all about what the country is going to get. Honorable Speaker, the royalties that will be received will go back to benefit the county governments and the locals who are actually undertaking this business. And for you, Honorable Speaker, as we also talk about this, I know it is a process that we are trying to minimize so that, again, you don't have a lot of, because for you, if you want to do the gold business, then it is very cumbersome that you have to get consent from the owner of the land, the county government, and people are getting a lot of frustrations from county government for them to be able to get those licenses to start operating. So again, we are trying to simplify where if I am interested in doing some business in the gold sector, then I should not spend more than the 25 years only to get a license that you require. So with those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I totally support my brother Bernard Chinali for coming up with such a very, very good bill that will go and address most, and not only, we are not talking out of the 971. We start with gold, and then we can be able to bring the other minerals thereafter. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I must start by appreciating the Honorable Chinali for coming up with such a progressive bill as far as a very precious mineral is concerned, and that is the gold. Honorable Speaker, I speak as a person who has some little interest in such area and with practical experience of what we go through as people who engage in such business. To run this business, Honorable Speaker, is in itself, even assembling the machinery and even the people and everything that comes with it, is an uphill task. Right from purchasing land, there is something, Honorable Speaker, that is called the prospecting license, where there is no substantive one, where you get an individual acquiring a huge tract of land in one particular area. I mean, acquiring a huge area in terms of the prospecting license. You get, for example, in places like Siaya, places like some place in Kakamega County, Honorable Speaker, a place called Kitigu, where you get a single person having such prospecting licenses from the Ministry of Mining because of lack of harmony and lack of cohesion between different departmental heads, or rather different departments of government, or even county government and national government. A person gets that prospecting license in one large area. An innocent buyer of land acquires that piece of land without the knowledge that that particular land has got some gold mine beneath the land that is bought, is acquired. And when this person decides to start investing in that particular area, you get this huge person, a person who picked the prospecting licenses, head in arms, coming with police officers, mining officers saying, I'm the only one who is supposed to mine in this area. You've got to give me this amount of money for you to mine in your own land that you've acquired in that area, because that prospecting license is given to particular people. And that is the challenge you're having. Then there is the question of the county government, like the Honorable Gikari has said. There are other licenses that you've got to pursue from the county governments. In fact, nowadays, and I'll be very particular in one of the county governments, they sometimes introduce particular levies to particular miners because there is the system is not synchronized. I dare say, for example, Honorable Speaker, that about 2 weeks ago, some small company that I have an interest in, Honorable Speaker, was told to remit about 20,000 for transportation of materials from where the stones are being picked to the processing site. And that is only limited to that particular company. And it's in Kakamega County, Honorable Speaker. So those are the challenges that people who engage in this business are doing. And sometimes, Honorable Speaker, we also have very huge investors or foreigners coming into this place, in our land, Honorable Speaker. They engage the locals. They again call themselves artisan miners. using our young people without particulars, without proper structures. There are no, this whole system, Mr. Speaker, hasn't been synchronized in a way that you can know who takes what, who should be paid what are the risks. Because getting even to the reef, it's a different world altogether. Mr. Speaker, I'll confess, people go deep, several meters, Mr. Speaker, and there is a different world altogether down there, where we have even new street lighting down there, Mr. Speaker, and that is in the process of looking for that precious gold. The risk that comes with that needs to be checked. And that is why this bill is very important. Even on the amendments, there are so many things that we really need to look at, because I have taken keen interest in this business, Mr. Speaker, for the past 7 years, and I know what it takes. So I have seen people taking advantage of lack of knowledge or lack of exposure of our young people back in those areas where we have such precious stone. And because I've been keen on this industry, Mr. Speaker, I know we have that precious stone in Vihiga. I know we've got that precious stone in Siaya County, Mr. Speaker. And although we have, in Ndrongo it's very limited, that is Migori. Although in Ndrongo we largely have the copper in the part of the border between ourselves and the other ones. I've tried to engage in that line too, Honorable Speaker. But the process of even getting this, to date, there is not a single person with a mining license, a pure mining license. What the issue, Honorable Speaker, is actually the processing license. So you process, you have a license of processing, the processing license, but you have no mining license. What you have is a prospecting mining license. So where do they expect you to get this particular product, or rather these stones, so that you can be able to process? They give you such. And then we also have cartels in the business who sponsor, they sponsor people to take investors in court. They take all of, they use the police officers and such. This bill is going to realign the systems of operations of the mining sector, of the gold mining. We have a precious stone, Honorable Speaker, in this country. And I confess, it is actually, in some areas, it gets up to 89%. In Siaya, it's almost at 92%, Honorable Speaker. In Vihiga, it's about 86%. So this is a place that you can really invest in. And this will be able to help. We have a reef in Kitui, Honorable Speaker, that is not tapped. And the county government declines to give licenses because they have no clear structures. They decline to even dispose of such particular pieces of land. So I particularly came to this, displayed my interest in this bill, Honorable Speaker, because I have the vast experience on what this whole thing is about. And I want to congratulate the Honorable Shinali and tell him that going forward, as we move to the next step, we must put our hands together. Right from the point of acquiring the lands, to the point of licensing, to the point of processing, and to the point of safety, and finally to the point of disposal and sell, and selling, and of course export. Because even in that line, also, Honorable Speaker, is also a challenge. We've got a lot of middlemen and conmen midway when you are doing the exports. We've got so many people. By the time you want to dispose of 1 kg of gold, Honorable Speaker, in this country, trust me, you will have lost a lot of money in terms of paperwork. Oh, you need this stamp. Oh, you need this. You need to go to this place. Oh, somebody else needs to sign. So unless you become a crook, you may not sell your gold. You'll end up making losses as much. And that is the element that we must include in this particular bill. With that, Honorable Speaker, I want to congratulate Honorable Shinali and say that we support entirely, and we will be, going forward, we will make sure that we harmonize such laws to befit the interest of the people and the investors too. Don't chase away investors. Don't own up the land and say, this is my land, you can't just come. Embrace them and let them grow, let us grow together as a people. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Migori. Member for Migori.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I come from a gold mine area, which is called Makalda Mines, which is in Nyateke sub-county in Migori County. So gold is very dear to me. My house is, I think, five or less minutes walk to the gold site in Nyateke. Madam Speaker, there are so many challenges, and I want to congratulate the Honorable Member, Honorable Bernard, for bringing this bill. I support it in totality. Would there be any amendments that would help us? Kindly allow the amendments to take place. Madam Speaker, the small-scale miners all over the country, not only in Nyatike, are really frustrated when it comes to being given licenses. Initially, the licenses for the small-scale miners was 20,000. It was moved to 500,000. And these are young people who do not have any other source of income, being subjected without notice to pay 500,000. In other words, the government is trying to say gold mining is for the rich and the poor should just be their workers. Madam Speaker, we have a county committee, small-scale miners association, something like that. But the mandate is not given to the county government. The mandate and all the functions are put in the national government. So what is the essence of having this committee when all the decisions are made at the national government, yet the small-scale miners live down at the county level? Madam Speaker, to apply for a license, you have to go to the portal to apply. Majority of these small-scale miners have not gone to school. And probably where they live, there is no electricity, there is no network for internet, and they are forced to apply through a portal. I think that is disadvantage to our young people who do mining. Madam Speaker, when it comes to royalty, in the last year,
Just point of information, please. Continue, Honorable Fatuma.
In the last year, royalty that was supposed to be divided in this country was 8 billion. Madam Speaker, the 8 billion was only given to Taita Taveta, Kilifi, and Mombasa County, leaving out Migori County, Samburu, and Garissa, and the rest of the country that do mining. Madam Speaker, I would like to put it across that Migori County in Nyatike sub-county, we have blue sapphire, we have copper, we have gold, we have so many minerals, yet we got nothing. The county received nothing, the small-scale miners got nothing. I think it is very unfair if we cannot distribute this equally, yet we also participate in building the country. Madam Speaker, it do take up to 4 years to get a license. 4 years, by the time you get your license, you are out of the business. Madam Speaker, my neighbor is insisting she wants to inform me. With your permission, if you would allow her.
Honorable Doris, what is your point of order?
Madam Speaker, you know when she's talking of the licenses and she's saying she doesn't understand those people in the county, to inform her that they have the committees.
What is your point of order?
I'm informing her that
Do you want to be
through
informed,
the national
Honorable
government. Okay. Do you want to be informed?
Madam Speaker, I didn't say I don't understand the county. I said that the county government are not given the full mandate. So if she wants to inform me on other areas, I would allow her to inform me.
That would be a fishing expedition because she's already told you what she wants to inform you on. You either accept the information or continue because other people are waiting, other members are
Let
waiting.
me allow her to inform.
They want information. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The county MP from Migori, on the licensing part, Madam Speaker, the national government, through their directors who do nothing, have decided to delegate the responsibility to the county committee on mining to give licenses to these miners. Shockingly, Madam Speaker, they even don't give to the license, they don't give to the miners, they give to the buyers. So let them do their work. They give to the miners so that it can be a win-win situation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Continue, Honorable Fatuma.
Thank you for the information. Madam Speaker, bottom line is the small-scale miners are not protected with the rules and regulations that govern the mining sector. I'm requesting the government also to look into the security and the life-threatening areas that they work under. Like in Makalda mines, we don't even have lights. Our women, after going through all this process and tiring event, by the end of the day, they retire home. Some are, their gold is taken away from them by thieves. Some are raped on the way.
Hold on, Honorable Fatuma. Honorable Rahim, what is possibly out of order?
Madam Speaker, the information Honorable Donya has given is completely wrong. She's misinforming the contributor because the licenses are given by the Ministry of Mining and not anybody else. So why is she misinforming the contributor? She should it should be removed, Madam Speaker.
I would like to hear from the chair, Honorable Gekaria.
It is true, Honorable Speaker. It is important to have facts, right? For you to get a license, it only comes from the national government and the Ministry of Mining. So the licenses which are given at the county are consents for somebody to be able to do prospecting. So that if you want to do prospecting of gold or copper, you have to get a consent. But the proper license has to come from the national government, and that is the Ministry of Mining, through the corporation. There is a corporation.
Honorable Donya, did you say the licensing at the national level?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I can attest is the member just wanted to speak. He didn't listen to what I said. I said the counties have the mining committees. True or false? Do they have, Mr. Chair? The counties?
Address the speaker.
Yeah.
Honorable Doris,
Oh,
address
sorry.
the speaker.
So that's what I said. I connected national government and county government.
I
So the
heard
member
you.
looked at his
Honorable
watch.
Doris,
Yes.
I heard you very well, and you had actually said that the licensing is being done at the national level, at the county level, at the delegated powers
Prospects.
by the national level. So the actual situation is what Honorable Chair has confirmed, if you agree. And you have eaten to the time of Honorable Fatuma. Kindly wind up.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I agree with the chair. What I'm complaining about is not where the license is being processed from, the duration involved. Because when a small-scale miner applies, and it takes 4 years, for an example, a person who applied last year but one is still waiting for the 4 years. But this person applied when it was 20,000, and it has been hacked to 500,000. So what will happen to this person? She or he has to go back and apply again and wait for another 4 years again. By the time she or he gets the license, she's out of the business. She's old, she's tired, or any other issue that may arise. So I'm requesting the government. The small-scale miners are the backbone of the economy in this country. Gold is a very precious item to the rich and even to the poor. So I'm requesting the government, kindly, don't just support the rich. Don't support the investor only. Support the small-scale miners because they are the majority.
Honorable Fatuma, if you wish next time this is on the floor, you'll have a balance of 4 minutes. But in the meantime, other members. Honorable members, and the time being 1 p.m., this House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, 19th February 2025 at 2:30 p.m.